Tonight, lawmakers are gaining a better understanding of the biggest threats in the United States after receiving an annual assessment on Capitol Hill.
The heads of 3 agencies were supposed to testify today, but one was noticeably missing. CBN national security correspondent Eric Phillips joins us now with more on that. Eric?
Well, Jenna, that certainly caused some controversy. More on that in just a moment. But every year since 9/11, the House Homeland Security Committee has been holding this hearing to try to gauge the threat against the homeland. That is the domestic threat here in the United States. And while election security is on many minds right now for obvious reasons, the head of the FBI, Christopher Wray, made it clear what remains the #1 threat.
Terrorism remains the FBI's top priority, although the nature of that threat has evolved significantly since 9/11.
Specifically evolving to the homegrown kind due to sympathizers of groups like ISIS, as well as domestic terrorists, many driven by racist ideologies. So far this year, there have been 120 arrests for domestic terrorism.
Often lone actors, inspired by foreign terrorists, self-radicalized online and motivated to attack soft targets with readily available weapons.
Wray said there is hard evidence of the Russians attempting to influence the upcoming presidential election, and agents are working overtime to find and prevent that from succeeding.
Just recently, for example, we shared threat indicators with both Facebook and Twitter that allowed them to take down fake accounts created as part of a Russian disinformation campaign before those accounts could develop a broader following.
Cybercrimes keeping authorities busy, notably from China, hackers seeming to always be on the attack.
Including, I should note, companies developing COVID-19 vaccines, testing technology, and treatment.
Thursday's hearing was to also include testimony from Acting Secretary of Homeland Security, Chad Wolf, but Wolf was a no-show, causing some controversy.
It was not until last week that the department informed the committee that Mr. Wolf would be reneging on the commitment to testify in anticipation of being nominated for Secretary of Homeland Security. I would note that despite his refusal to testify today, Mr. Wolf has spoken to the media. Friday, I issued a subpoena for his appearance in accordance with House and committee rules. Regrettably, he has chosen to defy the subpoena. That he would refuse to come before the committee after committing to do so should appall every member of this committee.
FBI Director Christopher Wray said that violence against law enforcement is another growing problem. He says he has personally committed to calling every department that loses an officer so that he can express his condolences. He says he understands that demonstrators are hurting, and he says they have reason to, but he wants people to realize that law enforcement is hurting too.